Hey, Jesse, will you see if she has a code? Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Greg. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's Elevate session preview. I can't wait to get to know our friend Megan. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Greg.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. We are so excited to have you tonight. We're so excited to have you as part of Elevate Virtual. I can't wait to dive into your session tonight because listen, y'all, a lot of us, believe it or not, are at the end of the school year, which is crazy to me. It is just like we started our backwards boot camp today, which means we're in our last 26 days of school, which is mind blowing to me. And I think now for the next 26 days, and for those of us who are, heading into the end of the school year, those engagement strategies, those connections are so important to keep everyone on task and engaged and going through the end of the year. And it makes our job a little bit easier because it helps eliminate a lot of those behavior issues. So really looking forward to this live tonight, getting to talk to you and about your session. So I want to let everybody know, as always, we are doing a giveaway tonight. We are giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. All you need to do to enter tonight's giveaway is hit the share button and get in the comments. The more you share, the more you comment, the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, right? Who doesn't love free? So hit that share button, invite your friends to join, comments. The more you interact and the more you share and the more you comment, the more the system will see you and the better your chances are of winning. So head on to those comments, get those share buttons. What questions do you have about engagement strategies and classroom connections, especially as we're heading into the end of the school year? So I'm going to let Megan take a moment to introduce herself so we can all get to know Megan. Take it away, Megan.
All right. Hi, y'all. My name is Megan Fadal. This is my 12th year of teaching, and I've taught kindergarten through third grade. I also have my master's in curriculum and instruction because I just love seeing that vertical alignment. It's my favorite. I'm also from the Dallas area, but I live out in East Texas right now. And I am a wife to Colt, and I'm a mother to Michael, and we are actually expecting baby number 2 right now.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's awesome news. Well, we're so excited for you. Yay.
Thank you.
What do
I've
you
also
do?
taught the gifted and talented clusters. I've also taught abroad for a year right out of college. I got to be an intern teacher in Brussels, Belgium. So I was actually able to travel to like 20 different countries during that time. So I'm very adventurous. And so I think that also plays up in my classroom. I have a very adventurous personality and just very bubbly. And yeah, so yeah.
I love that. I love that you have that adventurous spirit, and you said that came from studying abroad. I actually did the same thing in college. I did 2 summers in Ecuador, and one of the things about the classrooms there that I loved so much was the relationships between the students and the teachers. Like, it was such a personal relationship. Like, you could tell that there was a genuine love and respect and care. And that's something that I brought back into my classroom. And so I love that you had that same experience. And if you ever get a chance to do a study abroad, to go teach abroad, like, do it. It was amazing when I did it.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
So we're going to get into Megan's session and get to talking about engagement and classroom connections. But I want to let everybody know that you can get registered for Elevate Virtual right now, and you can save yourself 25% by clicking the links in the comments and here in the description and entering the code Megan. That will save you an extra 25%. So instead of $80, you click the link, use the code Megan, you can get registered for $60. What does that get? What does $60 get you? Well, that basically works out to about $2 a session for PD, which is a pretty good deal because you're going to get 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes. You're going to get hundreds of dollars of resources to download for your classroom. You're going to get entered for $10,000 in giveaways, a certificate of contact for 36 hours. You're going to get 90 days virtual on-demand access to all of the content, which means you can watch anytime, anywhere for 90 days. So that's what you get for $36 for $80. And if you use the code Megan and click that link, that will save you 25% off, which means it's only $60. So there you go. So what are you waiting for? If you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now. All right. So Megan, give us a little peek into your session. What is your session about?
So my session is Classroom Connections, the key to student engagement. So really focusing on making those connections with your students. And in the beginning of the year, I feel like it's really easy because we have all that extra time with, we're overdoing all the icebreakers because, we're building those routines and things like that. And then after the second week of school, it's, now it's time to like boogie. We have to do the academics, right? And then those connections kind of start to fade away because it's time to go. We have to teach this, that. And so we what's for kids. We have to make those connections last all year long. And so I give you guys some tips and tricks on how to keep that all year long and keep it going strong, even though we have teacher burnout, right? And we have the academic pressure, we have the behavior issues, right? But I have some really fun ideas to share with you guys in my virtual session to help you guys out with that.
Well, and I think you hit such an important point at the beginning of the year. That's what we're focused on, right? Like it's what we're planning. It's what's built into the schedule. We know at the beginning of the year, we've got to build these connections. We've got to build these relationships. Amy in the comments says connections are so important. And we know that especially at the beginning of the year. But what happens now, right? Those things fade away, just like you said, because academics and behavior and we're tired and all the other things. And so I love that we're putting that focus on connections, not just at the beginning of the year, but throughout the year as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So give us one of your favorite ideas for building connections. What's something that's easy, something that it's maybe a go-to for you that you pull out all the time?
Something that's easy that I pull out all the time is just simple rock, paper, scissors. I say tournament, but I say that, but that just makes it sound fancy. But I'll have students stand up and they just stand next to the partner at their table and they'll do rock, paper, scissors really quick. If you lose, you sit down. And they know it's just a game. It's just for fun. And then next two people that win close, they'll do rock, paper, scissors and do it. And then you'll hear, we'll do it, I don't know, maybe once a month or once every other week. And you'll hear students go, "Can we do that again?" And that's students making a connection. They want to do it again, right? And so I just love hearing that joy from kids, like they're making that connection with their friends and they're making it with me. Like they just love it. Just a little icebreaker,
right? Well, and that's one of those things that you can do anytime.
It doesn't have to be exactly.
Like you can literally be like, oh, we have 3 minutes. Let's play paper, rock, scissors. Everybody stand up and we're going to play. I love that. And I love that we're talking about relationships with adults, but also the relationships between the kids, because I think that is so often overlooked because we talk so much about the relationships between us and the students. But if our kids don't have those relationships and those connections, it's going to make our year a lot harder. So I love that you're focusing on that.
Yes, absolutely. And right now, I feel like it's April. And so I feel like right now, like they're all brothers and sisters. And it's like everyone's tattletelling right now. And so it's like any kind of partner work we can do together or anything like positive like that. I'm like, let's do it. Let's like just be harmonious here.
Because listen, we're in April. We've been in school since August. We're tired of each other. We are so on each other's nerves. Everybody's on everybody's nerves. Like you said, it's like a bunch of siblings at this point. They're bickering, they're fighting. Yes. She looked at me. She breathed on me. She stuck her tongue out at me. I'm like, listen, if you're not hurt, if you're not in danger, and if you're not dead, I don't need to know about it at this point. Like, I'll allow it. Leave me alone. Because they're
so true.
It's like having siblings in the back seat of the car. She crossed the line. She's looking at me, and I'm like, "What do you want me to do about it?"
Exactly. I know.
So I think that those connections between the students, and especially this time of the year, I think it's so important. So I love that you're focusing on that. Emily says it's a big family, and it's so true. And Shannon.
Yes, absolutely.
I love your comment. Shannon says, it's so important to provide opportunities for students to connect with each other in a positive way, because real life, real talk, a lot of times those interactions, those connections can be in a more negative way. They can be in a bickering way, arguing or, being mean to each other or whatever, because that's real. That's real world. And so I love that we're giving them those explicit moments to connect with each other in a positive way.
Yes. I love that, Shannon.
And I saw Carrie Lawrence say that they go outside a lot. They try to get more outside time because that's another great way to build those connections between the students. And y'all, listen, go outside and play with the kids at recess. That is one of the best ways to build relationships with your students. They love it if you swing or go down the slides or do the monkey bars or play with them. Like, if you're looking for an easy way to build some connections right now with your students, go outside to recess and play. Adam said, I had a kinder once tell another, snitches get stitches. Y'all, these kids, the things they say to each other and about each other, Lord help. Today they thought, I don't even know what the conversation was. I was working at my table with a group, and I heard one of the girls say to somebody else, well, if her water broke, she needs to go to the hospital. And I'm like, I don't even want to know. Like, I don't even care to know what this conversation is. So they're building their own types of connections over there. So what are some other ideas that you have for us, Megan?
Well, so going off of building those positive connections with one another, that just brought up another idea that I shared with my my virtual presentation, which are compliment cards. And so what I do, just to make sure everyone gets a compliment card, because I don't want anyone feeling left out. So on the compliment card, it can just be a note card, just so it's just no prep. Just I will write each student's name on the note card, and I will walk around. I'll have them put up privacy folders so they can just write, like free write how they feel about this friend, or a compliment about the friend. And then each friend will go home with a note card with a compliment on it. And I've also done it at the end of the school year where I had them do like a portrait of the friend. And then on the back, they wrote like multiple compliments, because by the end of the year, they truly know each other. But at the beginning of the year, when we do compliment cards, you do have to be more aware of who knows each other the best and everything like that. But that definitely builds like strong positive connections, and it definitely builds their confidence too, which I love seeing. 'Cause, some friends don't have that, and so I really love seeing that built.
I love the idea of the portrait at the end of the year. I think, how fun is that to sit down with your friend and they draw a portrait of you. So then you get to see kind of what they see you as. And then on the back, you get all of these great compliments. How fun is that? And again, super easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I love that idea. Like, I've never heard of that. I love that. Like, we do self-portraits in kindergarten, but I love the idea of the kids doing each other.
Yeah.
And then adding some compliments. That's super fun. Listen, y'all, already tonight, 15 minutes into tonight's live, so many amazing ideas, compliment cards, portraits of each other, rock, paper, scissors. So this is just in 16 minutes of a live. Imagine what you'll get from Megan's session at Elevate Virtual. If you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, now's the time. Click the links in the comments and in the description to get registered, and enter the code Megan, and that will save you an extra 25% off of your registration. So for $60, if you use the code and click the link, you're going to get 90 days on-demand virtual access to 36 sessions, all brand new content this year, all content from our presenters who are active in schools and classrooms. You're going to get hundreds and hundreds of dollars of free material and resources to download for your classroom. You're going to get entered for $10,000 in giveaways. You get a certificate of contact for 36 hours. You're going to get so much more. And it's all on demand. It is all pre-recorded, which means you can watch the content anytime, anywhere for 90 days from June 1st through August 31st on your laptop, your iPad, and on our app. We even have an app so that you can literally access the material anywhere. So if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now. Click the link, use the code Megan, and get registered. Price is $80, but if you use that code Megan and click that link, you'll save 25% off and get registered for $60. So there you go. Also, we are giving away a free ticket tonight. So if you want a free registration to Elevate Virtual, it is so easy to enter. All you have to do is hit the share button, invite your friends to join us, and get in the comments. The more you share, the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. I've seen some really great ideas and suggestions in the comments tonight about those connections and what people are doing in their classrooms to build connections. So I would love to see more of that. That's one of the things about Elevate, is that it's not just a one and done. Elevate is a community, and we are building a supportive, encouraging community where we come together to support one another, to support our students and help each other. And so I love that y'all are sharing ideas in the comments to help us with those connections. So keep doing that. I love seeing that. So keep it up. What else, Megan? What are some excuse me, y'all, the kindergarten crud is real around here. What are some of the things that you look for that kind of give you an idea, like a sense that maybe we need to step back and focus on those connections again?
Honestly, like how we talked about how they're kind of like getting more like bickering at each other. Honestly, right now, my classroom is getting kind of to that point where the behavior is kind of, they're just getting really chatty. They're not being as attentive as they usually are. And so I think that I do need to kind of take a step back and build more connections right now, because there is still so much academics to be done before the end of the school year. And then, of course, like the last 2 weeks, it's a free for all, you have field day, then you have all the fun stuff. And I'm like, yes, all we get to do are icebreakers and all the fun stuff. But until then, we do have academics, but I do need to take advantage of the transition times, those 3 to 5 minutes, like, we need to do like a draw and share. We read a story. What was it called? It's like the you're gonna know the story. The animal teeth. That was like, what would you do if you had?
Is it T-Rex teeth or animal teeth? Like there's
yes.
like several of them. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and so it was like, okay, I want you to illustrate a picture of the teeth that you would want. And so I gave them 2 minutes to draw it, and then they would be able to share with their friend. And so just giving those 3 to 5 awkward minutes, and then moving on, but having that transition time still, to be able to like have them share their voice, and they want to talk. And so that's the thing, they're just so chatty right now. So I do need to, like, personally, I need to take my own advice and use some more of these personal connections right now, whereas academics are kind of like what I'm honing in on right now.
Right. Well, and I think there's so much pressure to hone in on the academics, especially now, especially, we're heading into testing season, right? Like, I think that adds to that stress and that pressure. And then guess what happens? More bickering, more frustrations. And so it's just another reason to focus more on those connections, not only at the beginning of the year, but now as well. Somebody mentioned an idea, and I missed who it was, but it said something about community bulletin boards. And I would love whoever that was to give us some more details in the comments, because that sounds very intriguing to me. So if you are the person who commented about community bulletin boards, leave us some more comments with a little bit more detail on that, because that sounded really intriguing. I'm very curious about that. There was also a question about attending Elevate virtual and in person. If you're doing in person, should you do virtual? And if you're doing virtual, should you do in person? And the answer is yes, because Elevate virtual and Elevate in person are completely separate, unique, different events. And so if you are coming in person, you need to do virtual. If you're signed up for virtual, guess what? You need to come hang out with us in person in Nashville, Austin, and St. Paul. So yes, you need to do both. So get signed up for both. All right. Here's a good one. I have busy active kids this year. What are some transitions to help? What's a good transition idea that you have?
Okay. So I have a good one. So we've been doing, for example, we've been doing measurement, but this could be with any math, honestly, any concept in math. But we were, I have a ruler right here. I'm in my classroom. I just wanted to be in my element for this. So I was like, I want to be here. But we were measuring. And so I put this underneath my document camera, and my students had to identify how many centimeters it was. And this is, we'll just say 18. And then they had to do 18 jumping jacks. And so it was just like, they were identifying the amount. Awesome. And then we did a different item. And so it was like, we're still doing the academics, but they were up and they were moving. So it worked out, and I did it like a few days in a row. And then you can still do the same thing if you're comparing different amounts. Like this one was 18, do another amount. Okay, what was the difference? Okay, 3. Okay, do 3 jumping jacks, or, toe raises, or, switch it up.
I love that. And again, so easy, right? Like, how fun is that? And you're still getting the academics. Well, listen, I love that you mentioned that you are in your classroom. I've been like kind of peeking around, like trying to see all the things. I see a neon light back there. I've been staring at the cabinets in the corner. I'm like, what are those? Like, are those built in? So, everybody who's watching now that, they know that you're actually in your classroom, we're all being super nosy, like trying to like see what's there, what it looks like, how's it set up, like, is it organized, is it a mess, right? Because there are the people out there who would be looking at my classroom trying to find like dirt on the floor, like stuff that's a mess. So I love that. And I guarantee you, everyone who's watching feels the exact same way you do, because you said you wanted to do this from your classroom, to be in your element, and that's how we all feel. Like that's our classroom. That's where we belong. That is our home away from home, and it is our, when we're there, we are truly in our element. And I love that you are there and that you're kind of sharing it with us. And that's just another reminder that all of our Elevate presenters, virtual and in person, are currently active in schools and classrooms. And so we get it, because we're living it, we're doing it, we're going through it with you. We started state testing today, so we had altered schedule. We all know how that goes with kindergarten. We were stuck in our room for 4 solid hours.
Yes.
Solid hours. You want to talk about bickering? By the end of it, we were all bickering. Oh, here we go. A community bulletin board is a theme. We discussed what that is. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is really cool. I really like that community bulletin board idea. So basically, your board has a theme. You discuss the theme, and then the kids do pictures and writings, and they go on the bulletin board. I love that. How great is that? And you know what would be perfect for that is Megan's idea of the portraits.
Oh, yeah, right? That would be really cool.
And instead of the compliments on the back, maybe you could put them on sticky notes on the front or on a separate piece of paper. But then you have this great bulletin board of portraits of the kids and all of these great compliments. I love that.
Oh, that's so cute.
All right, there you go. Look at that. If you want to know why you need to sign up for Elevate, this is why. Because you're going to get so many amazing ideas. You're going to not only get all of these great ideas and all of this great content, but you're going to become part of an amazing community of educators who are willing to help and support one another, share ideas, and lift each other up. And that's what it's all about here at Elevate. It's about being there for each other, lifting each other up, so that we can all be the very best that we can. We have about 3 minutes. So this is your final warning. If you haven't shared, and if you haven't done anything in the comments and you want a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, now's your chance. Hit the share button, get in those comments, and here in about 2 to 3 minutes, we'll choose a winner for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So somebody said, when we were talking about your classroom, Megan, somebody said, "Ooh, I have to be very strategic about where I filmed," right? Listen, see, this all looks real pretty, and it's the same way, because if we turn, like, there you go, you can see there, cords everywhere. There's a bird just hit the window, I think. Clothes everywhere, because we're getting ready to do a photo shoot. So listen, y'all, let's keep it real. Megan's showing her classroom. Here you go. We'll share. We're in our basement. There you go. So Megan's not the only one showing off.
There is stuff crammed in the cabinets. It's like half is organized, half is disorganized. But totally, I know where 100%. Everything is. That's the problem. Even the disorganized stuff, I'm like, I know where it is, so it's kind of organized.
100%, right? Like, it looks a hot mess, but at least I know where it is. And then I'll go and clean it and organize it, and then I can't find stuff.
Yeah. See? It's just, yeah.
See, we all get it. We are all exactly the same. Well, Megan, you have been great. These ideas have been fantastic. If you have learned a lot from Megan tonight, imagine what you'll get from her session at Elevate Virtual. If you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now. Click the link in the comments and in the description, and use the code Megan to save an extra 25% off of registration. So if you use that link and enter the code Megan, you can get registered not for $80, but for $60 for Elevate Virtual. 90 days on demand, virtual access to all of the sessions and the keynotes, hundreds of dollars in resources to download for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaways, a certificate of contact for 36 hours, the access on your laptop, your iPad, your tablet, your phone. We have an app. We've made it super easy for you to access the content for those 90 days. So if you haven't yet registered, now is the time to register. Click the link in the comments and in the description, enter the code Megan to save yourself an extra 25% off. So if you've been sharing and commenting, here you go. This is what you've been waiting for. Somebody is about to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So Jesse, give us a winner. All right, Lisa Cundiff, you have won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So Lisa, you will need to send an email to crystal@elevateyourclassroom.com, and Crystal will take care of you and get your ticket. Lisa, if you've already registered, don't worry. Crystal will take care of that as well. So congratulations, Lisa.
Yay.
Yes, and Lisa was the one sharing her bulletin board idea.
I
So
know,
yay,
it was
Lisa.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So I'm also going to challenge everybody to now do the community bulletin board idea and share your pictures with us. All right. So now we're getting breaking news. This is if you've been around a long time and you've watched our lives, you know this is how things happen. So Jason is currently texting me, telling me to do a giveaway for a planner and to share some of the planners. There's Jesse. Jesse's like, please,
Oh,
no.
God, no. I got my cinnamon roll.
So we're going to give away one of our new teacher planners. So I'm going to show a couple of these off. Typically they're on display, but we're getting ready to do a fun photo shoot with them. So here's some of the planners. So listen, if you haven't commented or if you haven't hit the share button, you might want to do it now because we're about to give away one of these planners. And the only way to enter is to hit the share button and get in the comments. So I'm trying to balance the computer. Here's another one in the teacher era. And you can see some more of them back here. So we have a throwback planner, which was my, I insisted on a throwback 80s, 90s planner. There's Gary Brooks planner. There's Rainbow Leopard. There's a dot dot. Everybody wanted the pencil bows, and it sold out way faster than we anticipated. So the pencil bows are gone. But we have a couple of other designs. Let me grab them. We have our updated sticker palooza. We brought back the school days because it was so super duper popular. We have our stripes. And our flowers. All right, so there you go. So we're about to give away one of our teacher planners. And so if you've been hitting the share button, if you've been in the comments, you're about to win. So here we go. Jesse's going to pick us a winner. And if you are the winner of one of the planners, you will need to send an email to jason@bertoandco.com. And the winner is Stacy Guerrera. I know I just butchered that. Stacy Guerrera, you have won a free teacher planner. So if you, Stacy, send an email to jason@bertoandco.com and he will hook you up with the planner of your choice. So if you don't yet have your planner for the 25-26 Berto & Co planner, now's the time to get them, y'all. They're only $39.99. Like, you're not going to beat that price. Like, yeah. We're talking like high quality, sturdy coils, everything you could possibly need and more, only $39.99. Do not miss out on these because we've already sold out of one design. The rest of the designs will sell out. So if you haven't gotten it, what are you waiting for? $39.99 to get yourself a premium teacher planner from bertoandco.com. Somebody recently reached out. They got theirs in the mail and they were blown away because they said it was a better quality planner than some of the most expensive brands that they'd purchased in the past. And it's only $39.99. So what are you waiting for? Get yourself a Berto & Co planner for next school year and do it before the designs that you want sell out. All right. So congratulations to tonight's winners. Megan, thank you. You were fantastic. We cannot wait for your session at Elevate Virtual. If you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now. The links to register are in the comments in the description. Make sure to enter the code Megan to save an extra 25% off, and we will see you all hopefully in person and virtually this summer at Elevate. Megan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I loved being here. Thank you. Thank you, Elevate. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. We see you, we hear you, and we are so inspired by all of the things that you're doing for your schools, your students, and your communities, and our profession. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Have a good night. Goodbye, everybody.